Hello, traders. Welcome back to another daily recap for Tuesday, August 27, 2024. It is 7:32 a.m. Eastern. The market opens in about 2 hours. And this lighter blue line here of the levels that we have identified for trading today is essentially the gap from yesterday. And in the pre-market and in previous sessions yesterday and before, they've been hanging around this area a lot. It really depends on where they open and how they get to this level, if they get there, whether I'll trade this or not. If they open like right at the level, I'm probably going to ignore it. It all depends. But the other levels are legitimate and valid for trades. And as you know, if the SPY hits a level, we enter a trade in the E-mini futures and then follow a set of rules. The goal is to pull base hits, which is 4 ES points or more at each level. And we'll come back to this chart after the market closes and analyze whatever happened and talk about trades that may have resulted from these levels of support and resistance. Catch you on the other side. So what happened? It's been a few hours since the market closed, and there were some trades. One trade actually, because this level here, which would have worked perfectly had it not been before 9:45 a.m. You know, I like to trade after 15 minutes has passed. So when they came down into this level, it was a few minutes before. I considered it, but I also just wanted to trade by the rules. Kind of told myself a little while ago that I'm just going to try to trade as much as I can by the rules and not take too many creative liberties. Of course, I say that, but then I had some trailing positions today, but we'll talk about it. So yeah, this level here, say 558.45, if you triggered a trade after 9:45, I had an order in to go. When they came back down, I thought, well, if they come back down again, I'll take it. But they got within 10 cents. The low was 558.50, so that's 5 pennies away from the operating level and took off. So that's the trade. That's a near miss. After the fact. So I'm basically coding this a no trade because it hit the level before 9:45 in the morning. This next level, you would have traded this. I didn't adjust this level. This is really just the gap from yesterday. And I did mention in the email this morning, it really depended on what they did at this level, if they came back up into it or came down into it from where they opened. But if they opened right at it, I probably wouldn't take the trade. Well, they were coming up into it. And I'd like to point out also that this area here, they bounced off the gap of the futures and pulled down. Not quite a consolidation, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. If you had taken the short trade like I did, and I'll show it to you in the live recording of it, you would have given some points back, 5.5 points, 5 points or so, and got a base on the reversal. They came back down, and you would not have taken a recycle because of this candle right here. They got within 10 cents of the level on this recycle, and this bounce back up. So that would have been a nice recycle trade for a base hit. It usually works. And as you can tell, the rest of the day, this level for part of the day at least was respected, but that's the only really level that was legitimate for the day. Unfortunately, this one didn't work out. I'm curious if anyone actually did front run this level and take that trade. That would have worked out pretty well if you had. Here's the recording of my trades. And I have some new software I'm using, and this is probably sped up a little faster than it needs to be, but you see what happened there. So that was the near miss. Came back in, had to order, just canceled it, made that made the level dashed just to tell me that I don't want to touch it anymore, at least on the long side. When they got up to 560.73, I did not adjust this level. I just went short at the level with 4 contracts. Little optimistic, honestly. And as you'll see, I gave some points back to the market when they got above my fumble threshold, and I reversed it. And that happens right about a few more minutes or so. It's coming up. So the short is going to go long. There I'm long. And I just took 3 off at a base hit and tried to trail the other contract up. It gave me a little bit, but probably been better off just to take the full 4 contracts off. So it washed out some of that loss. It wasn't too bad. And when they came down in here, I'm considering taking this for a recycle trade. But you see when the level went dashed, I made the line dashed. That's because of this action right here. Would have worked, honestly. I did kind of examine this after the fact. It would have got out of the money under the fumble threshold for a little bit, but no closes that I'm looking for. They got back above and would have given a base hit on that recycle trade. If you chose to take it, I just wasn't willing to do it. So no more points for me today. I'm just going to scrub ahead. I stopped this around 3:30 or so when nothing else was happening. There you go. Here are the 2 logs, starting with the playing by the rules log. It's interesting. The end result was the same. I just traded that one trade with 4 contracts and lost $300, but it was a little different because I didn't give back as much on the fumble, but I didn't get as much on the base hit. You'll see. in a minute. But this is what happened. If you're playing by the rules, fumble. First of all, this level wasn't triggered because it was before the right time. And anyway, fumble and a baseline reversal, but no recycle because of that near miss. So there's the points. And then my trades were similar in the sense that the net points at the end of the day were the same. I gave back $300 with my 4 contract trade. And, not too great, but it happens. I know that the long-term profit potential is pretty good. There will be some very good days in the future. There always are. But that's it for today. So thanks for watching this recap. I hope you found it somewhat helpful. So tomorrow morning, I'll have new levels on the board. We'll do this over again. Thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your day.